Good evening, it's 5:15, time for our bi-monthly meeting, and please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we'll move on to the roll call, which will show that all members are in attendance. Jason is on, he was here.
He's still here. He's on Zoom.
Jason is available on Zoom, so we are all present. And we'll move on to library grants. And Wendy?
Thank you. So the library was able to apply for and received 2 grants this fiscal year. We got the Association for Rural and Small Libraries 2026 Literacy Bridges Empowering 21st Century Communities grant, and that was made possible from the Andrew Carnegie Foundation. That one was available by invitation only, so you had to be invited to apply for this grant. There were 66 libraries throughout the nation who were selected to participate, and out of those, there were 10 that were in the state of Iowa. So we are in the first group, so I have already started some of our cohort meetings, and that one is more about training and developing different programs and different ways to evaluate our programs. And then we did get a $25,000 grant in order to support that program and professional development and related travel, because I do have to go to 2 different conferences this year and next year. Then we also were able to apply for and received the 2026-2027 National Endowment for the Art Big Read Grant. That one we are extremely excited about. That was another one that anyone throughout the country could apply for. That one is a matching funds up to $20,000, and the Carroll Public Library Foundation is going to be the one who provides the matching funds for that grant. So we are very excited for both of those.
All right, thank you very much, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, we'll move on to consent agenda.
I think Jason's trying to talk.
Oh,
Turn it.
excuse me.
Can you put the volume?
Yeah, Wendy, what are your plans to do with these grant, like the $40,000 grant?
So for the matching funds grants, the NEA Big Reads grant, is that what you mean?
Yeah.
So that one is programming all around one book. So your community all reads one book. We are going to be doing the the Great Tales and Poems of Edgar Allan Poe. So we've got a couple different one-man show performances. We've got book giveaways. We've got book discussions. So we've got a lot of fun things planned, and it'll be the entire month of October.
Should do Art of the Deal.
They put out the books that you can do. So there is a list. You can choose from those books. So, and these ones were all having to do with America 250 was the theme. So this one is
Awesome.
one of the great American authors. So
All right, well, thank you. Good job, Wendy.
thank you.
All right, we'll move on to the consent agenda, which includes approval of minutes of the July 13th, 2026 meeting, approval of bills and claims, approval of 2 licenses and permits. That's renewal of Class C retail alcohol license for the American Legion Post number 7, and renewal of Class C retail alcohol license with outdoor service for La Tarascas Mexican Market. Are there any questions about the agenda?
I would move approval of the consent agenda.
By Jeff, is there a second? Second. By Carolyn, and roll call, please.
Coster,
Yes.
Bauer,
Yes.
Seaman,
Yes.
Dirks,
Yes.
Taylor,
Yes.
Atherton.
Yes.
Motion is approved.
All right, are there any oral requests from anyone in the audience that would like to speak about anything not related to this evening's agenda? Come on up if you do, state your name.
Kim Tiefenthaler, 2216 Forest. Just want to talk about state baseball. Mr. Dirks and I were able to visit with Tom Keating, Executive Director of the Boys Association, and told us how pleased they are with Carroll and just everything we've done with our field and everything that they're super excited. appreciate what we did, they like our hospitality, but hats off to all the volunteers, there's so darn many of them, not even try to sit here and try to name them off, but it was a great venue, I was down there the whole time, and a great deal for Carroll, we showcased Carroll, showcased our field, showcased everything, so great job by everybody.
I thank you very much for bringing that up. I was going to bring it up later, and now is the time to just talk about it, since you did. And I'm very pleased to also, the times I went down past there to see how smoothly everything was running. I asked a couple people if there were any snafus. I heard of none other than maybe one questionable call, but that's going to happen. And I was very pleased to hear that, and just the number of volunteers and everything, it just appeared to go great, so thank you to everyone.
The 2 meetings I had with Tom Keating, he's the head of the
Athletic Association.
Athletic Association, is what do we have to do to keep baseball here? Pretty well.
We've been doing
Well, yeah, we've been doing fine.
Right.
He'll let us know if there's anything that.
I did hear from one person that we drew a higher crowd than they did in Cedar Rapids, but of course they had some weather problems, I'm not gonna say.
I think we normally do anyway, don't we?
Right,
It's usually pretty comparable.
Pretty comparable.
yeah, considering the schools are smaller here, but they draw well, and it was a super week. All right, we'll move on to ordinances. First ordinance is Carroll City Ordinance, Chapter 69.08, amend Quint Avenue parking. Brad.
Thank you, Mayor. What I brought to you is an ordinance for a parking change on Quinn Avenue at the intersection of 10th Street. We had received some complaints of vehicles parking close to the intersection, causing some visibility issues. Had the engineer's office go out and do a visibility measurement for us, which did show that vehicles parked near the intersection would be in that 70 feet triangular area, blocking some visibility issues. I think the main issue is that the roads, it's not a perfectly square road there. The Quint Street does jog back to the west a little bit, so I think it does present some visibility issues. With that measurement that I got from the engineer's office, I did propose a ordinance for you that would restrict parking from 70 feet north of the center line of 10th Street to the intersection on both sides of the road, and that should open up visibility in those locations. So what I have for you is the first reading for Chapter 6908.
So does that go into as far as someone's driveway then?
It would, on the west side of the road, it would block parking from the edge of the driveway to the corner. And on the east side, it's about halfway between the corner and the driveway. They would be able to still park in the driveway, just not in the roadway out there.
Any questions about this, or anyone has, or driven by there and see their point, I guess? And
It's a higher traffic, Quint's a higher traffic road
it's
also.
very busy there, so-
10th Street is too.
I would move to introduce the ordinance and have the first reading.
Okay.
Second.
Jeff, Laverne, second. Roll call, please.
Atherton,
Yes.
Seaman,
Yes.
Taylor,
Yes.
Coster,
Yes.
Bauer,
Yes.
Dirks.
Yes.
Motion is approved.
Hey, Brad, have we notified those houses right there so they are aware?
We haven't yet. I'll send something out now that we've had the first reading complete, so if there's any questions, they
Yeah,
can bring it up
just-
before our next council meeting.
Make sure we're,
I know the one is a rental, I'm not sure on the other side, but we'll get it out to the owners of the property.
Okay, thank you.
All right, next we'll move on to Ziegler Urban Renewal Plan, and Aaron.
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, we've had a little bit of a snafu, I guess I would say, with the assessor. Because of her guardrails, she has to follow a certain set of standards when she does an assessment. So our minimum assessment agreement wouldn't work. So we've actually gone back to her. We've got a minimum assessment agreement, which is considerably lower because of the size of the building. But the agreement with Ziegler has changed to how they would be repaying us the $1.1 million loan. Instead of relying on TIF dollars for the entire amount, we would look at the TIF dollars that we collect and then send them a bill for the difference between what we would have collected as a $5.5 million building to the 1.5. So if in effect they're paying us $100,000 a year for 11 years to pay off that note.
I'm reading this correct though. Now it's a minimum assessment of 1.1.
Correct.
Or 1.5. I'm sorry, it said 1.5.
Yes, you're right. I'm sorry. Yes, correct.
So again, we went from this delivered to a $30 million deal to now to a $7 million deal to a $4 million deal to a $1.5 million deal. That's kind of the track record that we've gone.
Well, the size of their building has shrunk from the original building,
I'm
which.
just
but
saying
yes.
the numbers, Aaron.
Yep.
That's the path of the numbers that we went through, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Anyone else?
Do we have, I know I just asked you, like, do we know roughly what that tax is? So,
Rough guess for the first year, I believe it's somewhere between $25,000 and $30,000. And then, of course, then we'd send them a bill for the remainder for that year. It's gonna fluctuate a little bit back and forth. As I haven't said, is we're setting the public hearing to approve the development agreement on at the next council meeting, so we're not really debating or questioning the development agreement tonight, but that's what we'll look to move forward to.
okay, I know, we're gonna talk about it more next meeting. I just have a couple comments though, because, Ziegler is a pretty large company, it's still privately held. But they have 2,100 employees in 34 locations, so they obviously have done well and grown as a company. And they represent Caterpillar, which I looked up today, their net worth, Caterpillar, is between 394 to 409 billion with a B. So I know we want them to come. We've done this, we've been down this path a long time already, but we have to remember we're setting some precedents here. Like, are we going to do the same thing for everybody that comes to the table, who maybe not be a large corporation, that needs help? Are we going to be willing to do that? I just think we have to be aware of that as we
I think that depends on how you're getting paid back. This one here, we're gonna get 100% of our money back. Depends on the deal. Some deals won't be that way.
But it is 6 jobs yet, right? We still have the
That
6
hasn't
jobs.
changed.
That's still in there.
Aaron, is it my understanding too that if this was not a voluntary annexation, if we had mandated it be annexed, that we would be obligated to install the infrastructure?
Correct.
But since they voluntarily annexed, we would not have to do that, but they could unannex themselves, is that correct?
Correct. If we don't put infrastructure in, or if infrastructure is not put in, they could go to the, I'll just say the regional rural water system and ask for them to provide that water, and then they could go to a septic system too.
But since they voluntarily annexed, they could reverse that too if we declined putting in the infrastructure, is that?
Correct.
Well, they volunteered because we're giving them $1.1 million.
To put the infrastructure in.
Yeah, I mean, yes. And so that's why they're volunteering to come in.
But then they're giving it back to us.
Correct. Then they're paying us back, yeah.
And paying us back.
It's not really a gift, it's just a loan, isn't it?
Well, 0% interest loan, yeah.
The gift.
I mean, you have all of nothing right now, so we can sit here and have all of nothing forever. Or you move forward, 6 jobs, 6 more jobs than they had before.
And a strong potential.
That tax base is only going to continue to grow.
And this agreement also requires them to extend to the west edge of their property line, is that correct?
So that'll allow us to add on with other businesses should they choose to. But we'd also have to negotiate a little bit with rural water as to, I believe, one, if not both of those companies to the west of Ziegler are with rural water. So if rural water would have to agree to let them go too.
Even if we annexed them?
Yes. I think once they're a rural water customer, they are required to stick with them, or a negotiation between us and rural water.
Okay.
It's funny to me how everyone negotiated in good faith and everyone stood up there, and yet the deal is now even less money. literally the assessed value is even less now. And so I'll make a motion to approve it.
To approve the,
Public hearing.
public hearing for August
Yep.
10th. Jason, all right, there's a motion for that.
Second.
Second by Jeff, or Jason, motion, Jeff second. Roll call, please.
Bauer,
Yes.
Taylor,
Yes.
Seaman,
Yes.
Dirk,
Yes.
Coster,
Yes.
Atherton.
Oh,
Motion is approved 5-1.
Okay, we'll move on to, general obligation capital loan notes, series 2 of 2026A, and Laura.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. So tonight is the last step in the process to officially issue the $9 million-ish general obligation capital loan notes for those projects that we've been talking about last. If you recall, last meeting, we took the bids and received a true interest rate of just under 3.5%, which Suzanne told us was a great interest rate in this environment. So tonight is actually to approve a resolution to appoint our paying agent, so the company that we will work with to make our payments on whoever actually ended up purchasing this, the end buyer. They will then pay everybody who has it, and they track all that process throughout if they get sold and such. And it also approves the loan agreement, as well as the tax exempt certificate and the continuing disclosure certificate. These two certificates are things that we make a number of promises and facts and obligations of the city known, and that we are promising to maintain these notes and do things to make them continue to be tax exempt, as well as we are required to continue to disclose financial information year to year on a website called Emma. These two things are nothing new. All of our debt issuances since I've been here have always had this, and so it's very doable, and we take care of that. So tonight I'm looking for a couple of motions to approve the agreement to appoint UMB Bank out of West Des Moines as our paying agent, and then approve the resolution that approves the loan agreement, and then actually gives the authority to levy tax to pay for the portion that we are planning to pay with tax dollars.
Any questions for Laura?
I would move approval of the first resolution appointing UMB Bank.
I wasn't quite ready here.
I still made the motion.
Yeah, that's fine. There was a chart in here that is like 5% interest and 4% interest on the chart we had. Is that correct?
Okay, yes, yep.
I
So,
thought Suzanne came back and said we were 3 point something.
yes. Okay, I don't,
3, 4, 5.
yes.
And now it's 4 and 5%.
No, it hasn't changed.
It has something to do with what they call the coupons, and when you make the payments, the end person is receiving interest at that amount, but the way the financing and stuff works, we're actually only paying like under that 3.5%.
That was a fixed rate on our 3, 5, 6 or 3, 4, 6.
So we're paying 3.5,
Yes.
but those people that doing the lending are getting 4 and 5%.
It also depends on which part of the note they're getting, because we got 5 different projects with 4 or 5 different funding sources. So there's different timetables on each one of those. So that adjusts the interest on each of those. So in the end, we're still paying, like Laura said, we're paying 3.5% interest, but over the time,
That's
those
not,
people.
no, it's all one payment for
It
so
is,
many years.
correct.
We're not breaking down when that fire truck gets paid. That doesn't come off. It's all one loan.
Correct.
Okay.
That's all the internal stuff.
How
that
did they
they-
get that extra money, I wonder?
I don't know how
I
to
don't know how to
explain
explain,
it
yeah,
either,
any better than that.
other than it
Well,
was bid.
people buy debt and all kinds of stuff. I mean, I'm sure that they're like, yeah, they'll sell those bonds to make money. That's why, like, when she came and talked about, she said that local
that's why they
business
do it.
wanted to pick them up. I mean, that's how they make
'Cause they
money
make
off
money.
of it.
Yep.
First time I've seen this like that.
Well, we've had it before. What happens is, and you maybe will call this, I can't remember which debt issuance, it's fairly recent, because in this market right now, these debts are being bid at a premium. So you can get actually more dollars than what your par amount is. But in our case, we said PFM, this is the cash that we need for these projects, and they did their formula
Yeah, I
and
get
figured
that.
out this is your par amount based upon the cash that you need for your projects. And based upon what they said, the buyers of the bonds said they will give us for interest rates. I don't fully understand
I
how it
don't
all
either,
works.
because we're paying 3.5 and
That's-
they're getting paid 4 and 5.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
That's kind of why you hire those people to figure it out, because they deal with it every day.
All
But,
right.
but we actually could have gotten an extra $500,000. Granted, it was would have been a loan, but we could have got an extra $500,000 on this loan to help with other projects and stuff like that, and we just chose at this point, it wouldn't be fiscally prudent to do that.
Okay.
Second the motion.
Someday Suzanne can.
Jeff made the
The
motion.
motion is.
Jason.
Someday
Jason,
Suzanne
second.
can
Yep.
explain this to us.
Everybody's ready? Okay, roll call vote.
So this first one is to appoint the paying agent of
Yep.
the one
Correct.
bank. Okay, so we have a motion by Jeff and a second by Jason. Bauer,
Yes.
Seaman,
Yes.
Kaler,
Yes.
Atherton,
Yes.
Coster,
Yes.
Dirks.
Yes.
Motion is approved.
Right, we are also looking for a motion to authorize a form of loan agreement authorizing and providing for the issuance of the $9,005,000 general obligation capital loan notes, series 2026A.
So moved.
Second.
Jason and Jeff seconded, roll call.
Kaler,
Yep.
Dirks,
Yes.
Coster,
Yes.
Bauer,
Yes.
Atherton,
Yes.
Seaman.
Yes.
Motion is approved.
All right, thank you. We will move on to the 2026 Community Catalyst and Building Remediation Grant. Aaron.
Thank you, Mayor. What we have in front of us is actually more of what's considered an emergency catalyst grant, where the state, it's the opposite of a normal catalyst grant where they apply and then they get the grant. This is more of the state works with the individual developer because of certain needs that the state deems. And so this catalyst grant was approved for Thomas Plaza. We did not receive a normal catalyst grant this year. We have funds set aside in case we do get a catalyst grant. So this grant would be a opportunity to help another business here in town. So first, we're requesting approval of a resolution with the development agreement with Plaza Rentals, and then there's a resolution approving an agreement with Iowa Economic Development Authority for a community catalyst building remediation grant.
Aaron, we have doctrine that states that we will support all these grants that we get, right?
Yeah,
There's something-
we've had past practice where we say we will support at least, well, it's been one catalyst grant a year.
Okay.
And that was
I'll make a
the,
motion to approve it.
that was where the Painted Pony did not get theirs, right?
Correct,
Yes.
So we would have matched theirs.
correct.
Okay.
So I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
We're approving just one, then the
Yep, the
resolution
development
for the
agreement.
Development agreement, okay. Jason made the motion and Jeff seconded. Roll call, please.
Dirks,
Yes.
Seaman,
Yes.
Kaler,
Yes.
Atherton,
Yes.
Coster,
Yes.
Bauer.
Yes.
Resolution is approved.
And then resolution approving agreement with Iowa Economic Development Authority for community catalyst.
So moved.
By Jason,
Second.
Jeff seconded. Roll call.
Atherton,
Yes.
Bauer,
Yes.
Kaler,
Yes.
Seaman,
Yes.
Dirks.
Yep.
Coster.
Yes.
Motion is approved.
All right, we'll move
Is it a
on.
motion to dismissal now?
Not yet. We got one more meeting. We got one more, oh, we got two more.
Two more big items.
Yep.
You gotta be Jeff.
All right, we'll move on to Iowa's open meetings and open records laws, and Laura.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So one of the changes that was enacted with the latest legislative session requires cities to annually designate your public posting places for your meeting notices in a prominent and conspicuous place. So we've decided to designate City Hall as that location for all of the governmental bodies. Now, the individual, like the library board, they can also post at the library if they want to. And the Park and Rec Board can also post at the rec center if they want to, if that's where the meeting is being held. But we're gonna call City Hall as a designated location. And then we will also put it on the outside glass of City Hall, right now on the west side of the building, so that you can see it even when City Hall is closed. If you recall, we used to have our meeting notices in the glass case, the display case inside that first set of doors in that entry area. But you can't really see that when the doors are locked, so we're gonna move it so it's as well as we also need to either put our notices, or our agendas on either an internet site or some other internet presence like Facebook or something like that. Since we already have a website and we are already doing the city council meetings on the website, we're gonna work with our web company to then include and create pages so that we will have the rest of the governmental bodies have their own page to have their agendas on there as well. So that's in the works as of right now, but tonight is to officially approve that stuff, and since this was supposed to be in effect as of July 1st, we would really appreciate a motion and approval of this.
Questions?
This was pretty well set up for small towns, is what it was. They
Okay.
didn't have all the places like we have, or websites.
I've heard some
Motion to
smaller
approve.
towns that don't have websites, they're using the Facebook, most a lot of them tend to have Facebook, so.
Jason made a motion to approve.
Okay, motion by Jason, is there a
Second.
second by Jeff? Roll call, please.
Taylor?
Yes.
Dirks?
Yes.
Bauer?
Yes.
Seaman?
Yes.
Coster?
Yes.
Atherton?
Yes.
Resolution is approved.
All right, well, thank you again. We'll move on to fiscal year 25-26 year-end transfers resolution. And Laura?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. So included with your memorandum is a listing of all the transfers for the year to be done, moving money from one fund to another. The reason why we have to do this is largely is due to state code requires monies we receive for some specific purposes to be put in their own separate fund, and then from there, you can spend them either out of that fund or transfer them to most generally fund a big capital project. So most generally, like the road use tax, some of that money goes to big capital projects that we account for those expenditures in a different capital projects fund. So that is the resolution. Also included is a listing of all our fund balances showing before the transfer, when the transfers would be done, and then what we project as our ending balance of each of the funds. And then a comparison of the actual ending balances to what we re-estimated when we were putting together our, so you can see the differences. And then I tried to identify if there was quite a large difference, why there was a difference. I won't go through each one of them unless you have a specific question about anything, but otherwise tonight I'm asking for council to approve the resolution that authorizes these transfers for our fiscal year 26.
Any questions for this?
I would move approval of this resolution.
All right, by
Second.
Jeff, Jason seconded. Roll call, please.
Taylor?
Yes.
Bauer?
Yes.
Coster?
Yes.
Dirks?
Yes.
Seaman?
Yes.
Atherton?
Yes.
Resolution is approved.
Thank you. We have no reports this evening. We'll move on to committee reports are available for everyone to read. Comments from the mayor. I do have one this evening, and that is that I had not the pleasure, I won't say the pleasure, but I had the necessity of being hospitalized in the last week or so unexpectedly. And I kept track while I was in there, and 27 people had something to do with my care in the short time I was there, which amazed me that you think about it, and there's that many different people that committed to the care of one individual. And I want to thank all those people, and then also mention that quite a few of those people do not live in Carroll. Maybe half did and half did not. I knew where some of them lived. And I just want to point out that we're a big community that has a lot of help from all the communities around, so we're all one unit. And at least as far as my care went in there, I thank St. Anthony Hospital. I won't say any individuals because they all worked as a team. So thank you very much, and we should all be impressed with St. Anthony Hospital and all the care. Mine started with the 2 EMTs, by the way. So I kind of forgot about them, so that makes it 29. I wasn't in a good state of mind at the time. So, all right, thank you for that. And how about we have the comments from City Council?
If I could piggyback onto that, the hospital was just awarded another $2 million grant for their PET scanner. I know Mike and Amy McLaughlin had donated $1 million a couple months ago. And with the cancer rates that we're experiencing, not only locally, but in Iowa in general, I think we have one of the highest cancer rates in the country. I think that's incredible. And then to piggyback on your comments, we're very fortunate to have that kind of an economic draw to our community, that not only as residents do we have access to that care, but it also draws a lot of people to our community who might not otherwise be coming. So I think we're very fortunate to have that type of facility here.
We are, and that just kind of reminds me that I haven't seen the bill yet, and maybe I don't want to, but on me in particular, they did x-rays, then they did a CAT scan, then they did an MRI, and all of these different things, and now we'll have the additional thing.
I was
with
wondering
that.
why you were glowing in the dark
Oh,
when
it's
you
not
came in.
that. There's no glow here tonight, but thank you. Anything else from?
I do.
Yes.
Yeah, just as people are coming back from vacation and stuff, let's remember these e-bikes and helmets. There's still far too many kids zooming around town without a helmet on. And right before I left, I seen an extremely close call with a kid. So, I mean, parents, just please, let's harp this before something does happen.
I'll even go a step further, say it's not just kids. There's
is, and we
adults
have
still
adults
doing
that
the
are
same
doing
things, and at least you'd hope that they could show an example, but, okay, and
And with
Laverne?
kids starting to
Go
go
ahead.
back to school and stuff, they're going to be moving and all that. I would hate to see
Right.
something happen. If we can do things to prevent it, and that's really bike safety. I assume if you have any questions about bike safety, I'm going to throw you into the bus, but you can contact the police station. Am I correct?
Yeah, and we're gonna hold an
Brad?
event on the 13th of August with the chamber too at their live and local.
Okay, sounds good. Just we got to be careful here. It's just getting a little crazy. So
Laverne?
I'll make a motion to dismiss.
No, we got
Hang on.
a couple more things, Jason.
Driving by Grand Park, I'm sure I'm gonna be asked, what's all that tubing in Grand Park?
Oh, that's a gas company project. Their project is from 7th Street down to about 5th Street. And that's the gas main that will be pulled south across 7th Street
Okay.
and along that alignment.
Okay.
And in addition to that, just for information's sake, Grant Road will be closed, the northbound lane, for some time during that project. It'll all be signed, detour worked out. Also, 7th Street will be closed for a period of time while that project is being constructed. But once again, all signed, detour set.
Whatever you do,
Randy,
don't put
thank you for
the
getting
detour
those.
onto 12th. Do not do, I'd recommend don't put any detours onto 12th Street at this time.
All right, yeah, we've tried to avoid that.
What's that
Randy,
period
thank
of
you for
time?
trimming those trees too that we talked about last week or 2 weeks ago.
Sure, you bet.
What
Okay.
will that period of time basically be?
I believe it is the rest of this week, beginning tomorrow, the rest of this week and 2 days next week.
Okay, that's fine.
Randy, is the 12th Street project pretty much on schedule, or is it ahead, behind, or? I've had a couple of people ask.
It's pretty much on the contractor schedule, which is ahead of the contracted schedule at this point.
Good.
All right,
I have one
anything
more.
else? Yeah, go ahead.
So thank you, because I was going to ask you about that as well. And also, I'm sure everybody got the memo from Region 12 from Chris about the Parks and Rec, the grant available. Are we going to
Yep.
apply?
Yeah, we're gonna work on trying to figure out what that would go for. A lot of stipulations with, is that the REAP
Yes.
grant?
Yeah.
There's a lot of stipulations with REAP, so none of our active things really can work for it. But obviously, if there's money on the table, then we're gonna try and do our best to.
I'm just going to mention, I think new restroom facilities at Grand Park with the new renovated band shell would be fantastic. I mean, and that is included in his list, but just,
On our strategic planning, we have the bathroom in Four Seasons shelter house for, what park is that? Northwest Park?
Hasn't been-
Northeast,
Yeah.
Northeast Park.
Kelton's Kingdom area.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that, I don't think we'll have quotes for the REAP program this year, but probably next year, we could probably do
REAP
that.
is an annual grant.
So yeah, between that and then if council wants to have that should be part of our strategic planning come next year for a bathroom in Grant Park, I think if we can do that too, then that'd be fine. Just to get that all together. Can I-
Yeah.
Yeah, I just have two things. I went to the summer conference for city managers They had a really good keynote speaker that talked about governance and civility and talked about what our city government as representatives should be looking at. I think I'm going to write a little bit of an article with the paper kind of covering a lot of that, talking about the difference between representation government as opposed to delegates and stuff like that. And then I'm also have had some pretty good turnouts on the city manager's coffee on Thursdays at 10 at the west side. I have a few hecklers, but I also have some citizens that come and ask some good questions also.
Okay, Jason, are you still interested in making that motion?
I'm still interested in making that motion.
All right, there's been a motion to adjourn.
Second.
And Jeff will second. Roll call, please.
Atherton? Jason?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Coster?
Yes.
Seaman?
Yes.
Dirk?
Yes.
Bauer?
Yes.
We are adjourned.